welcome to what many call the greatest setting in college football. Husky Stadium in Seattle settled nicely between the Cascades and the Olympic Mountains, and it doesn't get much better. The Golden Gophers will kick it away to start us off. Here's the return from inside his 10. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. The Huskies offense will have first crack at this one. And we'll get a quick look at one of the early leaders for the Heisman. Winning the award as a running back certainly demands something beyond the normal. He's going to have to put together a stellar season, David.
No, he will. And listen, it's hard for running backs to get this award. Now, it is a quarterback award, but recent years, Ashton Genty, you saw him there. But you got to be the catalyst. You got to be the straw that stirs the drink. You got to put up huge numbers. So far, Palmer, he's been a catalyst. He's been great. He's just going to have to keep it going.
And his numbers are pretty good now. I think they have a chance to get even better. When you look at the schedule moving ahead, they're going to have to force-feed him the football. He's going to have to play big in those games if they're going to keep winning. So keep an eye on this guy as a Heisman favorite because he's got that kind of ability.
Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They'll give it to him again. There he goes. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He'll do it himself. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. He's finally stopped, and not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. He'll keep it himself. Got some room, heading to the goal line. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one. He'll pull it on the read. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
And how about the wheels for the QB? You could tell, man, he can roll, and they are going to use him. This is just the first drive. You see him going for the touchdown. I imagine we'll see more of that guy running the football with that kind of speed.
They get set for the point afters. We have the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. They took it 71 yards down the field. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Minnesota's offense will have its first possession of the game. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game. Now, I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressure. So, no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this one, David.
If I'm his offensive coordinator, I want to get started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going. Make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on third down? From the gun, wants to pass. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. He's got it at the 20. A huge play there as he has it inside the 20 at the 19.
Well, this quarterback has found a really nice rhythm here on this drive. He just looks dialed in. He's doing a great job in the pre-snap, seeing the safety rotation, and that time saw the one-on-one matchup to take a shot, and he hit it. He's in a really, really nice groove right now.
And the Golden Gophers are on the move. The give on the option. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! Excellent pass by the back on the option. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
The extra point here would tie the game. And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with an exclamation point, running it in from the 19. From inside the 10, here he comes. Buys just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over-'em football, that last touchdown drive is for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking out front and tough physical running by these ball carriers.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive to try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll go to the ground. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. 3rd and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man to the left. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Turbin.
I tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for a quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. And the Huskies are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. This is a designed run. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The Huskies in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Tight end now in motion. They'll give it to the back. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. And the Huskies back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Might as well give it to him again. Oh, what a cut! And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Huskies! You know what? Methuselah lived 969 years. He was born and died in the amount of time it took them to walk it down the field and score that touchdown.
And that's just so frustrating. Play after play after play. You line up, you try to do your assignment, and you fail, and they cap it off with a touchdown? Oh, Methuselah.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Georgia looked dominant on the way to victory today. That offense had zero problem putting up points, and the defense almost resembled the days of Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, and Nakobe Dean.
Touch pass on the run.
Top 25 teams and a very clear outcome today, guys. Ought to be fun to see how the rankings are impacted this week.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. We've reached the break. Bow down to your leaders, Washington. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. They think there's room to run to the right here. Tackled in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 on the heels of gaining 4 on the previous play. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And they can't make the connection. The Golden Gophers will line up to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Catches it at the 30. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Out of the gun to give to the back. Got the first down and more. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. They kick it away on 4th down. Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this one. Ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. And he dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in. Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Off play action. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. That pass not closes. He got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Golden Gophers will bring the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
From the gun, give on the inside. Going up for the first. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. Right back to the well. Wrestled to the ground, but he's inside the 10 and down to the 9. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Running back searching for a hole. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Husky.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
Lining up to add another. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Rides to the back. Is working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. You can feel and hear the purple rain all the way across Lake Washington. Third down coming. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. Quarterback running on the draw. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. The Golden Gophers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Now he's looking to throw it. Going for it all. And the DB right with him to knock it away. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Fields the punt and try to pick up some yards. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. They'll run the option. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. The Huskies line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll send the tight end in motion. Bully ball on 3rd and short. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Might be changing the route. To the ground. He's got it again. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. Trying play action. Fires to the big fella. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Handoff to the single man. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. The give to the back. Fighting off the defender. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. And the Huskies pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Power football with the run. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
Well, the defense is able to finally stop this guy, but he has been on fire. We're only in the second quarter, and he has been absolutely lighting it up in this one. Nice job that time, defense, but you know this guy's going to get a lot more carries.
Fires to the tight end. Gets it inside the 10, out of bounds at the 9 after the big pickup on that one. This offense has put on a display in the first half, and they have a chance to tack another one on before the break. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking to go up top and time's running out in the half. Quick completion on the out. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. Touchdown, Huskies! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
And that is a perfect job by the offense, executing that 2-minute situation. The quarterback was really in charge and focused, made sure that all the right decisions were being made with respect to execution and the clock. This is something you practice all season long, and they execute the 2-minute perfectly here at the end of the half.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll start the return inside his spot. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Seattle for an interesting first half than you?
Washington ready to kick off to start this second half. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Just So after stumbling around a bit earlier this season, they've put together 3 consecutive wins and seem to have righted the ship.
Dang right. How do you handle adversity? Every coach talks about that. They dealt with it now. They got the loss. They had a little bit of struggle early in the season. What do? You respond by putting a winning streak together, gaining some momentum as the season closes.
And sometimes the good thing about losing games early is that you know you're not perfect. You have to come out. You've got to bring your A game to the park each and every week. And that's what we've seen from this team now recently. They've got tremendous players. They've got an outstanding coaching staff. When they put it all together and they play with great effort, this team's tough to beat.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.